Hey, family, TACC, man, how's your spirit? Talk to me. Tell me something good. Looking for my phone. I'm bugging out. I got it right there. How y'all doing today? How was your day? How's your spirit? How's everything going? How's all going for you right now? Let me answer a couple of these questions right quick. Okay. Yeah, we talking about our why. Your why. What is your why? Tell me what your why is. Huh? Tell me what your why is. I want to know what your why is. Right? Let me get right so I can get right. Number one, and this chapter is clarity. What is my one sentence why? You must ask yourself, what is your one why? Answer a specific outcome that drives you. Example, to build a coaching business that helps 100 single mothers gain financial literacy. Your why. Number two, does my daily work directly connect to that why? Answer, if no, you'll fail from misalignment. Example, you spend 4 hours on social media scrolling, not connected. Success if you spend 4 hours creating a course module. Think about that. Number three, what does success look like in 90 days to you? Your why. Answer, measurable milestone. Example, 10 clients, 5,000 revenue, one completed draft, doing something. Example, success equals 3 pilot workshop sessions booked. 4, what does failure look like in 30 days? Answer, zero progress on your non-negotiable action. See, one thing that we have to do is we have to work on our why. Our why is not going to just come. It's a process. And when you get that process down, it's a beautiful thing. Example, you didn't post one piece of content or contact one prospect. 5, who is your why for? Who is your why for? It could be your kids, it could be your wife, it could be your mother, and so forth and so on. Not you, others. Example, no answer. External purpose creates resilience. Example, for my daughter to see me persistent, this fuels you when you're tired. Number 6, what emotions do I want to feel when I achieve it? Answer, pride, relief, joy, name it. Example, peace. So every decision is filtered through, does this bring peace? That's how I live my life. 7, what is the number one distraction that blurs my clarity? Answer, identify it. Phone, gossip, over planning. Example, checking emails first thing, relapse with writing your one action. And see what I'm trying to get you to do is, you know, instead of just thinking about your why, when you have time, act upon it. See, your why is your outcome in life. Like I always tell you, the one who always wins is the one who goes the extra mile. If you don't go the extra mile, you're not going to get the extra. If you do regular, you're going to get regular. So the whole thing is about working on your why and making your life right. Look at my logo. TACC, through adversity comes change. Is that beautiful or not? With the little stuff up top, you know, it's part of my why. Giving you guys TACC. It always happens.
We are calling on behalf of Access a Ride to confirm your trip for tomorrow at 5 p.m. To cancel or change your trip.
Always happens. But it's a beautiful thing. Number 8, if I had only 2 hours a day, what would I do? Answer, that's your true priority. Example, 1 hour client calls, 1 hour content creation. Being creative, being responsible. And like I used to always tell you on my other posts and my other videos, people at peace create. People that heal create. Because we've seen what non-peace does. So we go for the things that help us to gain the peace, to help us to heal, and to help us to live right so we never have to go through the unpeace again. And this is what we have to start recognizing. We've gone through trauma our whole lives, whether it be little or big, and it's never going to stop because this is how the system is. A lot of people say it's broken. No, this is designed this way. These people have 100-year think tanks where all they do is drink coffee and think of ways to keep them in power. And you got to understand that, and you have to respect that. It is what it is. But our thing is to embrace our journey. It's only through our adversity change will take place, and we have to do it, not no one else. We have to do it. Number 9. So what I'm telling you to do is be progressive and productive in your days. Make something count. Number 9. Question, I am chasing someone else's why. Answer, if yes, you'll burn out. And what this is saying, if you don't chase your own why and you're chasing somebody else's, you can't never be them. It's only one them, it's only one you. Do your why. And if y'all meet in the middle, it's a beautiful thing. The example, you're building an app because your friend did, but you hate coding. You see what I'm saying? Number 10, how do I know I'm on track weekly? Answer, 3 small wins. Example, 3 outreach messages sent. Example, track with a simple checklist. Number 11, now this is adaptability. What a recent failure that taught me a new tactic. Ask yourself. I'll give you an answer. Failure. Data, not defeat. And what that means is, you learn a lesson from everything you go through. So that's the data. And that's what you must work on. Example, cold emails, got 0 replies. Switched to LinkedIn DMs and got 3 messages. It's just more than one way of skinning a cat without choking the stuff out of them and messing up the fur. You just got to figure it out. Number 12, am I willing to change my method by keeping my goal? Answer, stubborn methods equal failure. Flexible methods equal success. Example, wanted to do live webinars, low attendance, switch to pre-recorded mini courses. So it's about switching it up. If one thing don't work, do something else. And this is when you are in tune with you and life and everything around you, you'll start to see things and be able to put things together in their proper perspective. Number 13, what assumption am I making that might be wrong? Answer, test it. Example, assume price is too high. Survey 5 people. They said value unclear, fix messaging. It's how you do it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. 14, who was successful in my area and what did they do differently? Answer, model their adaptability. Example, they offered free consultation, you weren't, adding it and got signed up. 15, what would I do if my current plan is impossible tomorrow? Answer, have a plan B ready. Always be prepared. Example, if platform shuts down, have email list backup. Like I said, it's more than one way of skinning a cat while choking the shit out of messing up the fur. 16, am I over investing in one channel? Strategy? Answer, diversify to avoid total failure. Example, 100% Instagram, algorithm change, kill reach, add newsletters. It's just figuring it out, finding, using your head for more than a hat rack, and finding another way. That's it. 17, what feedback have I ignored because it hurt? Example, that's your goal. Example, well, answer. Example is 3 clients said too much jargon. You ignored, lose them. Listen and simplify. Always more ways. You just got to figure it out. A lot of us don't want to use our head for more than a hat rack. And you must. In life, life is not easy, but life is what you make it. You can make it easy. Your choices shape your adversities. Your adversities are your lessons to get you to your blessings. You must understand that. And it's only through your adversity that change takes place. Always remember that. 18, can I break my big goal into 7-day experiments? Yes. Each week, test one variable. Example, 1 week, test morning posts, week 2, evening posts, and compare. Number 19, what skill do I lack that will make this easier? Answer, learn just 20% of that skill for 80% result. Example, lack sales, watch 3 hours. What's up, nephew?
I'm gonna be playing my game, but I'm listening, man. Who
Ain't
else?
that,
Who else
I
in here?
appreciate. Huh?
Who else in here?
Where?
Here,
No, ain't nobody here.
you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you. Uploading recordings. All right. Well, what's good? What's good?
You
Oh,
froze. You froze. Ain't
they
nothing,
they they
man.
not they not real. They, they not ready. They not ready to hear the real.
No, they got to. I got to give it to them every day. It's my job.
Exactly, man.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm talking about your why. Like what is your why?
What is your what?
Your why. Your why. Your
Oh, your
why for
why?
existence. Your why for being. Your why for doing what you do. Your why for living.
I be asking myself that shit every day, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's tough, man. You know what
No,
I'm
but we
saying?
tougher. But we tougher.
Yeah, we are, man.
You
We
know, and and
definitely are.
and the thing about it, right? When you understand your why,
Listening on.
when you understand your why, you understand life. For the lane that you're in. Everybody's why is different. It's just like everybody has different adversities. Your adversities are different from mine. And we came from the same block. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
guys in your age bracket, all their adversities are different from yours. The guys in my age bracket are different from mine. But we all had adversities, and our
yeah.
adversities have shaped and molded us to who we are today. And if we didn't have those adversities, we wouldn't be who we are. We wouldn't know how to be strong. We wouldn't know how to go through hard times. I
Right.
thank God. I thank God for my 28 years in federal prison. You know what I mean? Because I wound up getting an honorary master's degree. I created 30 businesses, 30 apps, devices, business concept. This platform that we're doing now is one of the things that I planned over 10 years ago, and it's
Hmm.
coming, and it has come to fruition. you know and this is what it's about. When you understand your why,
Yeah,
you make things happen in your life, like when I was telling you about last year when I got shot up, right?
yeah, yeah.
Instead of seeking revenge, I sought forgiveness and stayed in my peace, because I was in peace
Right.
before that happened. and
Yeah.
and and look what has come out of that. Instead of
Hmm.
acting like a fool and possibly going to jail for the rest of my life, I got 3 books on Amazon. I got 8 modules on Gumroad, and I got a website that has all of that, plus a uptick for corporations, you know,
Yeah.
and then the podcast here, you know, and it's
Yeah.
about motivation and doing the things that you need to do in life. And when you find your why, it's a beautiful
Hmm.
thing, man. You know, and
Fact.
this is the things that I be trying to help people to understand,
Right.
man, because we make life so difficult when it's really not.
Yes,
All it
fact.
is
But
about doing the
it's
right
just
thing.
it's just getting to it, man. That's all it is.
You know
See,
what it is?
God gonna bless you when he realized that you are a person of let's say work, and you're getting to it
Faith.
every day and
Yeah.
doing what, yeah, faith, and you're doing what you gotta do. He
Hmm.
gonna make sure he take care of you, man. That's why I ain't been stressing. I just let it. I leave it in his hands.
Look, when you keep doing the right thing, right? After a while, things accumulate. See, because you don't have time to do bullshit. Like when everybody else is out there doing this and
Right.
doing that, you stacking. You're working hard. And in a year or two of sacrificing, you didn't gain you a nest egg, because your why was stronger than all the rest of that bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to always understand, man, when you got a why, your why is your kids. Your why is your mental health. Your why is your, keeping a roof over your head. Your why is to try to be a better father, better husband, better person, better friend, you know. And
Uh-huh.
there's so many different things that we lose sight of, because we become desensitized to the madness, because we have to see it all the time. That's one of the things I say. I always said this, when I got older. A lot of things that we let children see, we shouldn't let them see because it desensitizes them, and it's like it draws them to them. Like when we as kids, it wasn't no whole bunch of pornos and stuff like that. But when that started becoming prevalent, look at the AIDS rate of young children. It's
Right.
crazy because they haven't learned their why,
Right.
and they probably don't have proper guidance and direction. Because kids who have proper guidance and direction wind up on the right track. You know, Even though we had
Yeah.
some guidance, we were already stuck in the life of the street. You know what I'm saying? Because we come
Right.
from one of the most famous blocks for drugs in the world at one time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the people may have known it for those days, but we knew it all our lives. So
Right.
we were desensitized. But now that we've gotten older, we understand we were the people breaking our own communities down. And like I tell you,
Mm-hmm.
this is why, like my why is why I do what I do, to help heal. And I know, like I said, it's going to take longer for it to reach people because people are afraid to heal because they don't understand the things that they don't understand. So they'd rather be comfortable with being uncomfortable than to be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, so that one day they can be comfortable with being comfortable, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, man, we have to come together, man. And what has happened with us is we've been tricked into believing that we don't need each other. We're the only ethnic group that our women say that they don't need a man, or they don't, or we're the only people that if we beefing, we can't resolve it. We can't get no money together unless we're going to kill each other. But we've been trained this way. And this is what we don't, this is what a lot of people don't understand. And see, when you go back to the root, I go back to the root. All of
Mm-hmm.
this was a design. And this is why we have to start understanding our why. Why are we here? God didn't just put us here for no reason. Like I had the joint the other night where we talked about being the one out of billions of sperm cells that made it. You have a purpose. That's
Yeah.
probably your biggest fight, to make it to the world that you'll ever have. Now, when you get here, that's another fight.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if you don't have a why, you're gonna be bouncing here and there. You're gonna be bouncing from here to there. You know, you just have to understand that once you get your why, man,
Mm-hmm.
life is beautiful, man. Life is beautiful, man. I like I said, I can't complain about nothing. I would be telling a lie. You know,
Yeah.
I went from spending 1,000 a day on scratch tickets to living off $1,000 a month, and I'm
Right.
doing better. I'm doing better with that than I was when I was rich. I don't have no headaches. I don't have no people pulling me from every direction, begging for money or this or that. I don't have to look over my shoulder. I'm at peace. You know,
Right.
and I live pretty decent, and that's all that matters. Being able to be content with uh what you're going through at the time, because life can be easy or life can be hard. It's your choices. And like I always say, your choices shape your adversities, and your adversities are your lessons to get you to your blessings. And it's only through adversity your change will take place. And it's up to you, no one else.
Mm-hmm.
What you playing on? Call of Duty?
Nah, 2K, man. I'm a 2K nigga, man. I like to
Oh, you
play basketball
basketball?
on the thing. Yeah, man. I mean, this is my piece.
Your release? Yeah. Yo, I used to.
My
Yo,
release, my piece. All
Yeah, let me
that,
tell you
man.
something, right? When I had
Yeah.
came home in 2009, right?
Uh-huh.
I had, matter of fact, before that, when I came in 2000,
Yeah.
and I was living in Fort Lee, I had damn near 400 or 500 games, and me and my son, we used to stay up. I used to be skied backwards, and my son was young.
Yeah.
He think he's playing. This is me playing the whole time, but I'm playing all kind of games.
Yeah.
Kind of games I like is the ones where like you go through a adventure.
Yeah.
Them joints be good.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
shit
but
here, man. I be streaming with it and all that, man. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
you oh you play other people?
Yeah, we be online just playing against each other. All these are people like me, like they on their game, they playing like me. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? And this shit,
Do, y-
this shit is it's
do, y-
recreational, man. It's a
do y'all be
beautiful
on the
thing.
same team? Y'all be on the same team or different teams?
Sometimes you can form your own team with the niggas you fuck with, like in the like you know what I'm saying, in the town and shit. Tell the niggas get
Hmm.
on, man, let's run it up. And they get on and they run it up.
And then y'all one team.
Yeah, and
So
me,
when you pass the
I'm a
ball, you
shooter,
pass the
man.
ball.
I'm a shooter. I pass the ball and I shoot.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? These niggas be dunking. Niggas have their big man. I got my little man.
Oh, so you a
I'm
point
a
guard?
point guard.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
I'm
said.
Steph Curry.
Okay, I hear you, fly guy.
Yeah, he score about I score about 30, 40 a game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you nice then. Do you play against
Yeah, I be yeah.
real competitive dudes?
Yeah.
Mm.
Basketball dudes, they be on here, all types of shit, man.
Oh, okay.
Football players, all that, man. It'll show them too. Because they have like a football or basketball over their head.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, I ain't played games in a long time. I was thinking about maybe probably get me a system, but that'll take away. I got too much shit to do, man. Like I say, I'm starting over 61 by myself. I ain't got no time for
Yeah.
games. I play some games when I get rich. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Even if I
I feel
play, make me some more babies. You know what I mean? Get me another wife or two, and make me some babies and play with them when I get old.
yeah, I ain't
Well,
doing the baby thing no
older.
more. That's a done deal with that.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to become wealthy. So my thing is,
My wife talking about she ready to move out of Hazleton. I said I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? She said you staying. I said I don't know if I'm staying or not, man. But I know right now it's working for me. So if it's working for me and it ain't working for you, that ain't my fault.
yeah. Look, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do for you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And see, this is what I'm telling you. Your why. Your why gotta be stronger than hers. Cause if you
Yeah, but
fuck
she
around,
can't be mad. You know what I'm saying?
no,
When she
they're
moving
gonna be.
and it's
They're
not
gonna
there like
be.
that. I'm right. I'm in arm's reach. So if you move, then I ain't gonna be in arm's reach no more. And then I gotta be
Yeah.
missing my children and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Well, what they supposed to be
Now
moving
I don't
to?
like that. She's trying to move back to Middletown. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
upstate.
Yeah.
That's
We
up
was
there where
living there
Mike live
before.
at. Mike live up there.
Yeah, we was living there before. But I don't like it over there. It's like New York. I don't like that shit. I move away from New York to get away from all the bullshit. I come back to the bullshit. But now I'm starting to understand like it's really not it's just a how you say it? A, damn. It's temporary. Everything is temporary, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Uh,
you hustling is temporary. Job is everything in life is fucking temporary, man.
yeah.
You know what I
Life
mean?
is temporary. Look,
Yeah,
life is
life is
temporary.
temporary.
Yeah.
And that's how I be trying to tell people you gotta work on what you gotta work on, be grateful what you gotta be grateful for, and appreciate that you waking up the next day, man. You know what I'm saying?
You better
And,
bet
and,
it.
and you get into it. Look, and it's the funny shit. You see, I was going through it for a couple of months. I was using, my rent wasn't paying, all types of shit. Now I got my mouth. I start going to church. I start praying. I start bringing God closer. I start hugging him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And now I ain't letting them go. I'm not letting
You
the
better
devil in no
you
more.
you
I ain't
better
been
you
high no
better
more. I
not.
ain't doing
Hey,
none of
look,
that shit no more.
you know what that was, right? That was your ego. And you know what the ego is, right? You was
What's
easing
yeah,
God
easing
out.
God out, you said.
You know what I'm saying? So now that you understand that you need them close,
Right.
just keep stay in that lane and look how things have gotten better when you start praying. Look how
Yeah.
great life has gotten, and that's just starting. Now, once
I
you
be
start
doing that
really,
full
yeah,
time.
yeah, and once you start really praying and doing what you got to do, watch how things increase. This is how God works. You know, when you got your why in place, he gonna make a
Hmm.
way. You just got to stay on it. You can't be
And
dibby
that's why I'm
dabble,
not worried about no
straddling.
female right now. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? He gonna bless me with one, and she gonna be bad as hell too.
you know what's crazy that you say that, right? You
Yeah,
know, I ain't had like a woman since I've been home, and I've been home what, like 3 years.
yeah,
You know, and that's crazy for me because I always have a broad or two or three or four or whatever. But that's not what God wants me at right now. Why you think he
right.
moved me all the way out here out of everybody's way? Imagine if I'd have been in the city. My house would have been like Grand Central. You know what I mean? Niggas would have been
Yeah,
trying, yo, what, you know what I'm saying? People would have been,
yeah,
I'd have been outside trying to screw everything that I can find, and I wouldn't have been focused. Look, I'm all the way out here. Now
right,
I got three joints on Amazon, 8 modules here, my website up, my podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna do a few other
right.
things. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand when God is putting you through something, it's for a reason. He don't
Yeah,
do something. He don't do things for nothing. Every like just like you being here, like you're the only sperm cells that made it. It's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And people got to understand. You have a purpose. You have to find your purpose, and in your purpose is your why. Your why is in your purpose. And when you figure that shit
Mm-hmm.
out, man, life is easy. Like, yo, you see how I live. You see how I come home. Look, I come home and do better than most niggas that been out here the whole time. Why?
Right.
Because my why is stronger than theirs.
Mm-hmm.
My why is what keeps me going. Because I know I don't
Right.
have no time for failure. I'm too old to
Yeah,
be playing games. You know what I mean? I'm not strong as I used to be. I got shot the fuck up. So, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I'm still healing from that. It's going to take a few more years for that to heal. So the whole thing is I don't have time to play. And I thank God for putting me out. Like, I was reading this thing, right? And I applied. I said, damn, why, God, why you put me all the way out here in the middle of the ocean? And you know what he
Mm-hmm.
said? He said, because I know your enemies can't swim. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it's a beautiful understanding when you understand when you got your why in place. You see what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. Like, man, this is for me to get grounded, for me to build my foundation, my brand, my movement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And just sit back and do what I need to do. And then that's the beautiful thing about this whole thing, man. And I'm loving doing it because it helps me to keep my mind sharp. You know, I've seen people that did way, 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 way less time than me, and their minds is gone. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you have too. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
happy. I still got all my teeth. I got all my hair. My vision kind of fucked up, but it is what it is. I can still move around and take care of myself. I got my
Right.
own place. You know, I got everything I need and some things I want.
That's what I'm saying, and it defeats the purpose of me going to go live with that girl and renting a room and fucking, I'm just like, man, I ain't doing that. I got my own apartment. Why do I want to do that?
Yeah, and then you what you would do that with a broad that already shows that she don't have no trust in you, and she talk about she want to be with you, but she can't pay $3 and something. When she paid her,
Yeah,
you already had given her money. This is what I don't get. Where she don't see this,
yeah.
you had
I
already
gave her
given her the
35.
money. Yeah, the money was on her cash app. So when she paid her
Yeah,
bill, she was supposed to pay your bill too because she had the money already. You see what I'm saying?
exactly.
And then she'd say,
Yeah,
yeah, you got to give me, and then for $3, $4, I wouldn't even, like that's some petty shit. If you really want to fuck with me, to be like, yeah, you got to give me $4. Like, huh? You want me to come live with you and come on, man. That ain't cool. And I was like, and that's why I told you, I was like, man, I don't even know what. I wish you'd have told me. I wouldn't have gave her that game. That game is
yeah.
expensive. I gave her. That's $1 billion
But
game.
she don't remember that shit. That bitch smoked too much weed, man.
No, but she was writing that shit down. You ain't paying attention. She was writing shit down.
I know. I seen her writing it down.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
But
She was writing shit.
she don't even know her left foot from her right foot, man. That girl
Yeah,
twisted,
yeah.
man. She fucking with a nigga in Santo Domingo that ain't about no French fries, but she want to deal with him.
No, but it's. Let me tell you something about women and her. They go where they can manipulate. It's a manipulate. And you can see
Uh-huh.
how she talks. She's a manipulator, but she has low self esteem. She's a narcissist. She's like Trump, low self esteem, but they know how to use their power.
Yeah,
And when you see those kind of people, you know that if you're not on that type of time, you can't deal with them because it's not cool. Like people like that. And like I said, I don't know her, but just from us talking,
yeah.
and I don't have nothing bad to say about her at all. But I can see from how she talked, like she want to run shit, but she don't want to like put nothing out. Like it has to be a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that $35 thing threw me off because how
That
she
blew
is
me off.
talking.
Get the cooch back.
You
Run
know,
away.
your joint went off.
Oh, I said I'm just there to get the cooch box and run away, gang.
Hey, hey, hey! You gotta do what you gotta do, baby boy.
I'm using her like she using me, gang. That's it.
And
You know what I'm saying?
see that's the beautiful thing when you know you're being used and you using. Hey, hey,
Yeah,
it is what it is. Fair exchange is no robbery.
exactly. And with her, man, it's see that's what I don't understand. She got people paying her rent 240 a week, 240 a week. That's 2468, eight plus another 100. That's 900. She getting $1,000 from one person and $1,000 from another person. That's $2,000 a month she get.
Uh huh.
You feel me? So when she put that 1350 away in the bank, I'm like, come on, gang. You going on a trip to Santo Domingo. When I seen your account, I just said 2,500. Feel me?
Uh huh.
So then I let the shit, I let it go. I ain't say nothing. Know what I mean? I let
Uh
it
huh.
go. But then when she did that shit, I cursed her out. I said, yo, you a petty bitch. You real
Mm-hmm.
petty. I'm being honest. That ain't godly. Because whatever you
No, hell
asked me
no.
for, I did it. You know what I'm saying? You asked me for 100 and something dollars for your kid's bed. I gave you that. I ain't asked for it back. I gave you that. So for you not to put that money up, that showed me how petty you are.
Mm-hmm.
So now I beat it and I left. And when she come back, she gonna call me. I ain't picking up. I gotta get my glasses though. That's the only reason why I'm picking up. Other than
she
that, I ain't
and
picking
she
up.
know that, and she know that. You think she don't know
Yeah.
the she don't feel the vibe? Come on, man.
Hmm.
But that's why you can't get your glasses. She gonna make you.
I don't
You
want a
know.
bitch like her though, man, because the shit that she likes to put up with, she's very insecure.
I told you
She's
that any broad that do the BBL and all that shit, they're insecure. Why are you not happy with what God gave you? You see what I'm saying? You have to understand the psychology of that. You know, I want to get a butt that's so big that my legs don't match, and I got big
yeah.
titties, and for what? So you can show people like, yeah, I got an ass, and no, that's low self esteem, man. Be thankful for what you got and work with what you got. You know what
I
I'm
told him
saying?
what she had was
And
really
all
good.
yeah, and all you got to do is just exercise. You know, but they it's just like we used to tell niggas in the joint. You can't buy these muscles in commissary, nigga. You gotta get up in this gym. You know, you gotta work out, man. You know, if you don't like how you look, work out. It's not that deep,
Exactly.
you know, but people they don't
And
wanna
that's what I do all the time in the mirror. I look in the mirror, I don't like how I look, I start getting to the back.
yeah, you know, and people gotta understand that like, yo, God made you a way for a reason. You know, he don't do nothing for nothing. Everything he does is
Right.
for a reason, you know, and you got to be grateful. And this is why, you know, a lot of people are never going to make it to heaven because they have an ego, you know, and when you got low self-esteem, you have to
Hmm.
work on that because I had low self-esteem for years as a kid growing up. Y'all ain't know it, you know, but I did, you
Yeah.
know, even though I was the one running everything, I still had low self-esteem until I had to work on me. I don't have it now. But these are things that you know you have to understand. It happens in life, and you have to be able to work on them. You know, and they're not
Right.
willing to work on themselves. You have to be able to work on yourself. You know, it's not easy. Life is not easy. You know, life has so many ups and downs, bumps and bruises, and all that stuff. But when you work on yourself, man,
Hmm.
shit, ain't nothing you can do. Nothing. There's nothing that can happen in life that you're not in control of when you're working on yourself. You know, because you're aware, you understand that, man. You know what's going on around you. It's like I say, I tell people this also. I say it's like driving a car. When you driving a car, you have to be aware of everybody around you, not only you, but everybody around you. You know,
Right.
because of course, you know, a person can crash into you. You have to be able to maneuver, get out the
Hmm.
way. You know, so it's just how life is. And I don't tell people to get away from me no more. I get away from them. It's easier for me, you know, and they don't, and it's no hard feeling. You know, when you like get the fuck away from there, you know, it's a beef now. But when you just pew, it's no beef. There's nothing said, and you just keep it pushing. Not that deep.
Hmm.
You know, we make things deep, but you know, life goes on, and we just got to keep striving. We got to understand we have a why, and our why got to be stronger than everything else, man, to win. You know, and you got to go the extra mile. Like I tell people, man, that's why rich people make it. Those are the people who go the extra mile, and most rich people don't
Hmm.
even have they don't even have college degrees. You know, they just have connections, and they have their why. Their why is strong, so they make it happen. And you don't have to know everything about what you're doing. You don't. You know, you just have to be able to know something about it so you can have somebody who knows something about it so they can't cheat you and have put them to work. Because you know, an
Right.
organization doesn't if an organization if you're not working in an organization and it doesn't run, you don't have an organization. An organization is when it runs without you being there. So you have to be
Right.
able to build something that keeps generating money. And this is what it's about. And this is how rich people win. So you have to do what rich people do. It ain't that deep. You know, just like what's going on in the government right now. They showing you what's happening. You know, you just got to figure it out and follow what the fuck they doing. You know, me and Bombino had talking. He's like, man, you know, just watch what the niggas say and watch how the money is flowing. And it made sense. You know, just got to pay attention, man.
Yeah.
And then with this AI movement, this shit to me it feels like 1984 when the crack era started. This shit is finna blow up, and I'm trying to be on the ground motherfucking floor. You know, yeah, man. Motherfuckers got to put his priorities in order. And have his why intact, and everything else perfect. Everything else will work its way out. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. You'll get there. A marathon isn't just ran. It starts with one foot in front of the other, and then keep it pushing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. Well, yeah, man. Life is good, man. I can't complain, man. Like I said, just keep doing what you got to do. Don't worry about what nobody else say, feel, and think.
Yeah,
Because
man. That's all.
you was born by yourself, and you're gonna die by yourself. That's just how that go.
Yeah.
And I realized
Yeah.
that, after going through all the things I went through, taking care of everybody, and motherfuckers is not grateful. Motherfucker had the nerve to tell me I ain't never did shit. I was like, whoa. But, that's how life is. You live and you learn. And if you don't, you're gonna repeat it. I'm tired of
Yeah.
repeating.
Got that shit right.
Tired of repeating. Like I said, some people get it early, some people get it late, some people never get it. I got it late, so I had to keep going through bullshit. So now I understand now that I don't have to go through bullshit no more. I just got to keep doing the right thing, and everything else will work its way out.
Yeah.
Simple, you know. But yeah, man, just keep doing what you got to do, baby boy. Don't let none of that shit sidetrack you, get you off your square, cause it will. You
Uh-huh.
know, if you let it.
Yeah, I
You
ain't gonna
gotta.
let it though.
Nah, you gotta.
I'll
You
be
gotta
working hard.
understand, man. Nobody is more important than you. Only one more important than you is God. And when you put that into perspective, you're gonna do right by your
Uh-huh.
kids and stuff. So that's a done deal. But it's people. You gotta keep you first. And this is what we mess
Yeah.
up at. Look how many niggas I took care of all my life. Ain't no gratitude. Nobody don't, you know. But I don't expect it because I'm a go getter. It's what I do. It's who I am. Who I always been. And that's why I always been the
Yeah.
boss. You know? But life
A
goes
fact,
on, man.
man.
Yeah. Life goes on, but you just gotta understand it. Like I said, my why is strong. I'm gonna make it happen regardless. Something gonna give. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody gonna give Miss Jean baby boy some money. Somewhere, inshallah. You know?
Uh-huh.
It's a matter of time. You know?
That's a
Bide your
fact.
time. Bide your time and keep doing what you gotta do. Before you know it, things come good. You ain't got to
Facts.
worry about none of that bullshit no more. Like I said, I'm trying to
So
leave
I
here.
gotta hold them close, man. I gotta hold them and not just give
Yeah.
them my hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta stay on top of it.
It's a
Because if
fact.
you don't, you can slip off.
Uh-huh.
When you slip off, you know what happens with that. You done been down that road before. Was that you telling me about Jack?
Yeah, man. But we ain't gonna get into that. We gonna leave that
No.
alone. Cause I
Yeah.
gotta figure out some more shit. But I'm gonna hit you and let you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What Lisa and them
They
saying?
ain't telling me nothing, man. But
What his sister and them saying?
I don't know. They ain't nobody say nothing yet. I'm call Shannon and see what he talking about. That shit crazy, man.
Yeah, well, hey, You know, you got to lay in the bed that you make, baby. You
Yeah,
know.
man. That's the thing, man. That's why I dot my I's and cross my T's, because you never
Mm.
know, man. People could be watching from anywhere, man. I just try to like shield everything. That's what I try to do. I try to shield everything.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to do. You know, you got to stay on point for you. It ain't for nobody else. You
Yeah.
know, I live for me today. I don't live for people no more. When I lived for people, you know, like I said, everybody was ungrateful, shit on me, left me for dead. And that's the
Yeah, man.
beautiful thing about it. That made me stronger. That made me, you know, do what I do. And I thank them for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I ain't mad at nobody. Thank you. You know, you just make me bring out that monster, you know, and that monster need to come out to do what he need to do to get to where he need to get.
Yeah, man.
And it's a beautiful thing, man. Like I
I'm
said,
about
I
to take
can't.
my ass to bed, man. I gotta wake up in the morning early. It's 9:20, 9:22,
Yeah. All right.
9:32. I'm about to take my ass to sleep.
Yeah, it's
I'll
prayer
holler at you
time, ain't it?
tomorrow, Unc.
All right, nephew.
Stay up, man. God bless, man.
Always. No question.
Yes, sir. All
Have a
right,
good
brother.
night.
Go on.
Yeah, that was a good one there. But we're gonna go up to. I'm gonna take you to 20, and I'm gonna end it because it's prayer time. But that was a good one. You know, we got to talk about whys and things and everything. You know, so we made it do what it do. The 19. What skills do I lack that will make this easier? Learn just 20% of that skill and 80% result. Lack sales. Watch 3 hours of objection handling videos. Number 20. If I had to pivot entirely, what core value stays? That's your true why. Example, pivot from coaching to writing. Core value still empowers some others. I'm going to do a few more. Accountability. Do I blame others when I stall? Answer, blame equals failure. Ownership equals success. Let's think about that. Example, no one shared my post. Instead, I didn't ask anyone to share. 22. Who holds me accountable weekly? Answer, get a peer, a coach. Example, send your weekly report to a friend every Friday. It's holding you accountable, you know, keeping you on track of your why and building a strong relationship with a friend. 23. What's my commitment for tomorrow? Write it. Answer, specific time bound action. Example, tomorrow 9 a.m., call 5 leads. 24. Do I track my actions, not just overcome? Answer, actions are within control. Outcomes aren't. Example, track 10 outreach emails, not 2 sales. And last, 25. We do the other 25 tomorrow. What excuses did I use this week? Answer, name it to kill it. Example, too busy, but you'll watch 3 hours of TV. Now, to sum it all up, like I was telling my nephew, your why has to be strong. You can't let nobody interrupt your why. You know, your why is what keeps you going. Your why what makes life worth living. You know, and like I said, you know, I'm 61 starting from, so my why is strong. And I'm used to having, so I'm going to make sure I create my universe as I always did. And I'm proud that I'm doing it, but not for illegally, but legally, and doing it the right way. and keeping God first. See what I'm saying? It's a difference. When you do it regular, it's a punishment for that. But when you do it right, it's blessings. My thing is just I'm trying to get my blessings. And I'm trying to help y'all get y'all blessings. And it's only through adversity change takes place. And if no one told you today they love you, I'm telling you. And just know that. United we stand, divided we fall. Get your spirit right, your connection with God. And then and only then can things change in your life. Y'all have a blessed one. TACC man out. Peace.